All right, we're going to look at 4 problems from our homework. This is number 61. We're taking the limit as delta x approaches 0. And we need to treat this delta x as its own variable, like a y or a t. It represents the change in x. That's where we're going. But for right now, we're just treating it as a variable. So I'm taking the limit as delta x goes to 0 of 2 times the quantity x plus delta x minus 2x, all divided by delta x. So I look for tricks to start. Prior to this, we've looked at factoring. We've looked at multiplying by the conjugate. We've looked at just plugging in this 0 in. But we can't just do that because we'd be dividing by 0. So let's distribute this 2 into the parentheses, and we get 2x plus 2 delta x minus 2x, all divided by delta x. Now 2x minus 2x is 0, so my next line will be the limit as delta x approaches 0 of 2 delta x over delta x. We can now reduce the delta x. That goes away. And we have the limit as delta x approaches 0 of 2. And the limit of a variable going to a constant of a constant is just that constant. It's 2. So that is our solution. All right, next, we're going to get into some trig. We have the limit as x goes to 0 of sine x over 5x. And I have the property from our book, limit as x goes to 0 of sine x over x is equal to 1. Sine x, that's in the proper form. 5x, I can pull the 5 out because that's really just 5 times x. So I'm going to set this equal to the limit as x goes to 0 of 1 over 5 times sine x over x. Now, when we're evaluating limits, I can take the limit as x goes to 0 of 1/5 the constant. That's 1/5. And then the limit as x goes to 0 of sine x over x, which is this. And now I multiply it by 1. 1/5 times 1 is just 1/5. 69, we have the limit as x goes to 0 of sine squared x over x. We still have the 2 special trig limits where we have limit as x goes to 0 of sine of x over x. Now I need to convert this so I get rid of the squared, so I can write this as the limit as x goes to 0 of sine of x over x times sine of x. And now sine of x over x, that's going to be 1 times the sine of 0, and the sine of 0 is 0. So that is going to be our solution. And the last problem from our book, we're going to look at the limit as h goes to 0 of 1 minus cosine of h, quantity squared, all divided by h. Now this one, we're using the second limit property. So now I've got the limit as h goes to 0 of 1 minus cosine of h times 1 minus cosine of h, all divided by h. And now 1 minus cosine of h over h, that gives us 0, times 1 minus cosine of 0. So 0 times anything is 0. And those are our solutions.